core health. And
Yeah.
what if I just have some of these limitations? Because it is based on getting approved for insurance. How can I still do infinite banking if I'm not an ideal candidate for insurance?
Okay. Yeah. And again, I'll answer that just to go back for a second.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind that okay. So like it is an amount that you put in, and it doesn't have to be a fixed amount. You can always lower the premium. And eventually, if you wanted to stop paying the premium, you could, depending on where the policy is in age. But like I said earlier, you would never, ever, ever want to stop. It would be like me showing up at your yard every time you give me $1. I give you back $1.20, $1.30, $2, $3, whatever. You would never want to stop that, but you can lower the premium and you could eventually stop. But most people don't do that. All right. So anyway, just wanted to clarify that. Now, to answer your question is, anyway, there might be some people on the call and saying, my gosh, I wish I would have known about this before. I'm too old to do it. Or there's no way I could ever get approved for a policy. I have just a health condition that would allow me not to get approved. Maybe you have cancer. Maybe you just had 7 feet of your intestines removed. Maybe you're 80 years old, whatever, So yes, you are not going to be able to get policies if you have those 3 things I just mentioned. Now, normally you're good till about age 73, 74. So if you start by that age, you're usually okay, unless you have some severe health issues. So age is not really a factor unless you're above there. Health, let's say you're not insurable. Let's just say, God forbid, you had cancer or something. Well, the thing is that you're not going to get the policy on yourself, on your own body, but you can get that policy on another individual, such as a spouse, a child, a grandchild, even a business associate, a business partner, somebody that you have a vested business interest in. All right. So you can use another body. You see, it's going to work the exact same way. There's 3 things on the policy. There's the owner, the insured, and the beneficiary. The owner is normally the one who is paying for the policy. The owner controls everything that's going on in the policy. He or she who has the gold makes the rules. You have the insured individual. That's the person that pees in the cup. That's the person that gives a little blood. Okay? They're the insured individual. And then the third person is the beneficiary. The beneficiary is who is going to get the proceeds of the death benefit when the insured passes, dies, or graduate, whatever word you want to use. The owner and the beneficiary can change at any time. They can change multiple times. The insured can never change. The insured is always going to be whoever that person is, right? So even if you are not the insured individual, you can still own and control everything that's going on in the policy. And it doesn't matter how old you are. Like when you go watch the full presentation at the moneymultiplier.com, you watch the 1.5 plus presentation. I actually go over, right, and I talk about this. I say, let's say if you had 3 people, and let's hypothetically say they're putting in $10,000 a year into the policy. I'm just making up numbers. And let's say you have somebody age 30, 50, and 70. They're all in equal health. The only difference is between all 3 of them is their age. They're all putting in the same amount of money. Well, who's going to have the most death benefit out of those 3 people? The youngest one. Who's going to have the least amount of death benefit? The oldest one. That just makes sense. But the cash is going to be the same for all of those people. See, the cash doesn't matter. So let's say if you had those same 3 people, age 30, 50, 70, they walk into the same grocery store today at the same time, and they have a $20 bill in their pocket. Who's going to be able to buy the most groceries with the $20? It's all going to be the same, right? Because it doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter the language you speak. The same $20 buys the same amount of groceries for all 3 of those people. So age and health does not matter when we're talking about the cash value in the policy. And I'm glad you brought that up, John, Because people ask me every day, they say, well, I would love to do this, but I'm too old or my health is bad. No, man, you can do it. You just have to insure another body. The guy that I told you about that has 107 policies,
Yeah.
he was actually diagnosed, I believe it was in 2006. They diagnosed him with leukemia. They gave him 90 days to live. Today, or at least the last time I heard, which is probably a year and a half or so ago, today he has less leukemia cells in his body than somebody that's not diagnosed with leukemia. But because he was diagnosed with leukemia, he'll never get a policy, because it's like baggage, man. It never leaves your side. It's like old luggage, right? You never get rid of that stuff, right? He'll never be able to get a policy, but he still owns 107 policies. He owns them on spouse, children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, people that he has business interest in. And to my knowledge, you know, he's still buying policies. I mean, he was a colleague of mine. So it doesn't matter. Health, age doesn't matter. You just have to insure the other person.